hi. Hi. Alright, now let me bring it up real quick, alright? This is another Class 12B student. Alright, we're going over another Class 12B student, Mary-Annette. Yes, I know her first name was, her first, hero name was Mary, and her second hero name was Mary-Annette. Mary-Annette. Alright, her real name was Dolly Strum, yeah. Yeah, get out of here, Spambot. Be gone, Spambot. Be gone. Get smited. anyway, I'm sorry, I got distracted. Alright now, she is the daughter of a once proud and noble family who specialized in a type of magic known as Mary-Annette magic, which had been their talent for a long time. However, one of the members of the family brought their once proud house into ruin due to trying to use the power of Mary-Annette magic to try and assassinate a political leader, and got caught, which shamed the family, when meant they were feared and shunned, and eventually fell in hard times and were vilified for having creepy powers. Since the strings could be used as part of their art, since the strings that were used as part of their arts could be used to control people into doing their bidding. Uh-oh. Oh no, mind control. Oh no. You guys ever see Pencil and go, oh no. Wait, which part of the reason why Mary-Annette was heavily bullied? On top of that, being one used to the formerly noble life, when she had grown up, very spoiled and a bit bratty and haughty, and this made her become an easy target for bullies due to her demeanor and how easily she would get upset over the most minor things, over the most minor of insults. Worse still, she out of shame and not really knowing the true power of her true arts, and having hid it away for most of her life, only knew how to use it to control her favorite stuffed toys, who often ended up broken and torn and whenever she used them. Not to mention they weren't very strong themselves, being mere plush toys, which made her to be seen as useless. Not to mention her getting into fights eventually led her to be demoted, what she deemed at first to be the loser class, and she couldn't believe that a lady such as her. Whoops. All right, hold on for just a second. She couldn't believe a lady such as herself was reduced to this. This is until she met her teacher, Inamati, who despite being being their teacher due to having what she thought was mere illusion and healing arts, she saw that she had access to powerful true arts that she was clearly hiding. And when training came, instead of being on typical support duty like the class was meant for, Inamai showed her a few things. First off, not to use her favorite toys with their true arts to avoid having them getting torn and broken, and helped her to build more life-size, powerful dolls made of sturdier stuff with different roles that she could control and master through her training. Not to mention, set aside the shame of using her Mary-Annette strings and use them for both offense and to disable enemies and to set traps, and even slice if needed, while also using them for support and rescue, and to use for quick teamwork with her dolls and her other classmates. Also, Indamani helped her to refine her habits a bit, to become less entitled and bratty, and have manners like Indamani trained in while under Titania, the Queen of Fairies, both to help her be more humble and also to use more of a customer service smile mild trolling, while retaining her manners against more rude and hostile people while pretending to be kind and helpful. Yeah, you gotta learn them customer service smile whenever you work in retail. Yeah. A lot of difficult people there. Well, of course, teaching her how to be kind and helpful as well. Her dolls became not only her different role. Her dolls not only. Oh, come on now. Her dolls not only have different roles that between the life-size ones that she now has, and they're also equipped with all sorts of different manners of tricks and traps, as well as support roles as well as the support and defense roles, while also having offensive arts of her own, and backed up by her as well. And her strings can do many things. Granted, she learned how to use them for more peaceful and less aggressive ways, unless it really, really calls for it. Yeah, Indamani is trying to teach her to use her powers ethically and not to hurt people, okay? Although she certainly could do that, yeah. She also, all right now. She also helped Taliana, defeat the Krampus and her and his servants once, and also became a massive MeTuber star, starting off in the Broadway Empire due to her puppet show, due to being able to control different puppets and toys, which were very popular with the kids apparently. And even helped her to defeat the Puppet Master, who was one of the Ascended, due to the Time Space War, bringing some of the Ascended that, have died in the past back into, the present day, because of the press, messing up the timeline, because that's what happened there. And when she also did pretty well in the tournament arc, which was at the school, by the way, she did impress a lot of people due to seeing how useful her Mary-Annette string abilities were. Especially by making people give up and surrender. By basically using it to control them and force them off the stage. Yeah, a bit like that one dude in My Hero Academia. Which, in all seriousness, he should have been, like a really strong superhero, instead of, being relegated to support class. Yeah, even some of the other, I think some of the other teachers pointed out that, that kind of, is part of the reason why their test, the test physical ability for defeating robots is illogical. Because, some of the OP skills are not things that can just do that. Anyway, that's enough, talking about that. Mary-Annette's abilities, you remember that one dude in Naruto's, like, with the Sand Village with those different puppets? Yeah, she can do kind of the same things. She can do kind of the same things as Zap Guy. And also, obviously, a little bit like Don Flamingo, but, not quite as, evil as he is now. Anyway. Thank you for watching. I hope you... Alright, now, let's go look for somebody to raid. Yay, okay, yay. Let's go look for somebody to raid. Oh, wait. Is Innovan on? Let me check to see if Innovan's on. Yo, Innovan's on. Innovan. Let's go raid Innovan. Yo, Innovan's on. Let's raid Innovan. Alright, let's raid our little bunny buddy. Don't forget to call Innovan cute when we go into him. Don't forget that. Oh, whoops. How long have I been frozen? I'm sorry about that. Sorry. Yo, let's go raid. Alright, remember today's raid message has been Moonbat Raid, and I will see you in the next. Goodbye. Whoops, there we go. Goodbye.